Hello, friends. Welcome to Gentleman Career Academy GCA. Hope you all are doing good and preparing well for your upcoming SSB interview. So, today I'm starting a new series where I'll be covering tricky questions asked in the PI of SSB interview. So, the first video in this series is, what are the negative qualities of your parents? This is a very important question and this is generally asked in the personal interview. So, in this video, I'll be covering why this question is asked, how to answer these questions, and also be providing the sample answer for this. But keep one thing in mind, do not copy the answer, make your own answer. It is just for your help that I'm providing the sample answer. So, like always, without wasting any time, let us start. So, starting with the video, what are the negative qualities of your parents? So, let us first discuss why this question is asked. So, the very first reason is to test your maturity and objectivity. Can you identify flaws without being disrespectful? Or are you emotionally balanced enough to accept imperfections in people close to you? So, actually, the interviewing officer wants to see if you can analyze people, including family, both fairly and maturely. And the second reason is to check your emotional detachment. In SSB, actually, they are looking for candidates who can observe and evaluate situations rationally, even when it involves close relations. So, if you are overly emotional or defensive, it may indicate a lack of objectivity. So, being respectful but realistic shows balanced thinking. So, the third reason is to understand your upbringing. So, how much do your parents influence your behavior? Have you learned from both their strengths and weaknesses? So this gives idea into your values, habits, and emotional growth. And the fourth reason is to see how you handle sensitive questions like these. So, do you get defensive, negative, or critical, or do you answer thoughtfully and gracefully? So basically, a calm and honest response shows leadership potential and self-control. Now, moving forward, let us now discuss what an ideal answer should show and what are the common mistakes which you should avoid. So, an ideal answer should show respect for your parents, emotional maturity, ability to reflect and learn, and positive attitude towards flaws. Now, talking about the common mistakes to avoid. So, the very first is saying my parents are perfect. So, it basically shows a lack of realism. Second is blaming or sounding resentful, which basically shows poor emotional control. And third is being sarcastic or joking, which is basically seen as an immature response. Now moving to the sample answer part. So one important thing that I mentioned at the starting also, this answer is only for your help. So do not copy this answer, as SSB is a test of personality and everybody is different. So frame your own answer. So starting with the sample answer. So you can start like this. I have a lot of respect for my parents and I believe every individual has both strengths and areas to improve. Instead of weakness, you can say areas to improve. So for example, my father is very hardworking and disciplined person, but at a times he becomes short tempered, especially when things do not go as planned. For example, I remember once during a power cut, our inverter failed and he was quite upset, not at us but at the situation. So that moment made me realize how stress can impact one's reaction, and I have learned from him the importance of staying calm under pressure, and I consciously practice that myself. Whereas on the other side, my mother is very caring and protective, but she sometimes worries too much, and even about small issues. So, for example, before any exam or trip, she would constantly remind me about every little thing, from carrying an umbrella to revising the syllabus, which, although helpful, but could feel a bit overwhelming. So, over the time, I understood that this comes from her love and concern, and it also taught me to be independent and more emotionally resilient, as I realized not every situation needs overthinking. So these small flaws, in fact, helped shape my personality, and I don't see them in negative light. Rather, they taught me patience, emotional awareness, and self-control. So this is how you can answer questions like these. So here I have not mentioned anything in negative way. I've only mentioned the areas which I feel they can improve. Now let us make it more clear with the help of second example. So the second example goes like this. I have great respect for my parents and truly admire their efforts, but like everyone, they have few minor flaws. My father is very responsible and hardworking person, but sometimes he tends to be forgetful in daily matters. For example, there have been multiple times when he forgot where he kept his bike keys and then searched the whole house in a hurry. And once he even got late for work because of it. While it is a small thing, it showed me the importance of being organized and staying calm under pressure. And now I always keep my essentials in one place and double check before leaving. And my mother, on the other hand, is very caring and dedicated to the family, but sometimes she get anxious easily, especially when I come home late or I don't answer the phone quickly. So it taught me to be more responsible in communicating with loved ones, and also to stay composed when things are uncertain. So these are not major flaws, these are just natural human habits, but they have helped me grow, and I've learned to be more organized, emotionally stable, and understanding by observing them. So this is the second example. Now let us discuss a small portion, how to frame your answer. So for framing your answer, use a 4 point formula. First step is start with admiration. That is, I deeply respect my parents, and so on. Second is mention a flaw gently. For example, one thing I noticed about my father or mother is, and so on. Third is give an example by keeping it real and brief. And fourth is end with your learning. And this taught me to be more, and so on. So, finally, there are certain things which you should keep in mind. So, the very first is avoid saying, like, my parents are perfect, because it shows lack of self awareness. Then, second is do not blame or show resentment. And third is keep the tone respectful. And the final thing is focus on how you handled it. So friends, this is all about today's video, and I hope this will be beneficial for you. And if you want me to cover more such tricky questions, tell me in the comment section and I will continue the series. Until then, keep learning, keep watching, keep supporting, and keep preparing. Thank you and best of luck for your upcoming SSB. Jai Hind.